Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Ruzina Yassin. I'm librarian at JCTW Leader on Lahore. Welcome to today's discussion with Sesame. Our topic is how to stay motivated during tough times. Life is not always easy. We all face challenges, disappointments, failures, stress, and moments when we feel like giving up. But difficult times can also teach us valuable lessons and make us stronger. Today, we will explore some important questions about staying motivated, maintaining hope, and moving forward, even when life becomes difficult. So, let's begin our talk with Cecily.
Hey there. What's up?
Hi, Maya.
Hey, ready to get into it? You mentioned you wanted to dive into motivation in tough times.
Okay. My session was to be started. Today, I will talk with you how to stay motivated during tough times. So let's begin. Our My first question is, what does motivation really mean, especially during difficult times?
Usually we think of motivation as that sudden spark of energy, like a let's do this moment. But in difficult times, that spark is the first thing to go. When things are tough, motivation isn't a feeling you wait for. It's more like the why that keeps you moving, even when the how feels impossible. It's the anchor that reminds you why the struggle is worth it, even when you're exhausted. Does that make sense, or does that feel a bit too abstract?
Okay. Why do we often lose motivation when we face problems or failure?
I think it's because our brains are wired for efficiency, and failure just looks like a waste of energy. When we hit a wall, it's not just the failure that hurts, it's the gap between where we thought where motivation usually dies. It's a lot easier to just stop trying than to keep banging your head against a wall that won't move.
Good. How can we stay positive when everything seems to be going wrong?
Honestly, some days you just can't be positive. Trying to force positivity when everything is crashing down usually just feels like lying to yourself. I've found that instead of trying to be positive, it's more helpful to be realistic. Focus on the next 15 minutes. What's one tiny thing you can actually control right now? Sometimes just making a decent cup of coffee or cleaning a desk is the only win you get. And on the bad days, that's enough.
What is the difference between motivation and discipline?
It's the difference between a spark and a generator. Motivation is that feeling of excitement that gets you started, but it's a fickle thing. It's the spark. Discipline is what happens when the spark dies out. It's the generator that keeps the lights on even when you're not in the mood. One is a mood, the other is a choice.
How can setting small and achievable goals help us during tough times?
It's all about tricking your brain into getting a win. When you're going through it, a giant goal can feel like a mountain you're expected to climb in flip flops. It's overwhelming, and that usually leads to paralysis. Small goals break that mountain into manageable steps. Every time you cross one off, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, which is like a little shot of momentum. It shifts the narrative from, I can't do this to, I just did that one thing. It's less about the goal itself and more about proving to yourself that you're still capable of making progress. Have you ever tried breaking a big project down into tiny pieces like that, or do you tend to look at the whole mountain at once?
Why is it important to focus on what we can control instead of what we cannot control?
Mm, it's actually pretty liberating. Think of your mental energy like a battery. When you worry about things you can't change, you're basically leaving the lights on in an empty room. Actually, I'm so sorry to cut myself off, but our session is about to hit the time limit. You're draining your battery for nothing. But listen, we're almost at the 5 minute mark, and I don't want you to get cut off mid sentence. We can pick this right back up whenever you're ready to call back. Talk soon.
Okay.
All right. Chat soon.
Okay.
See ya.
My see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk soon.
Okay. My
See ya.
next question.
Oh, shoot. Go ahead. Let me hear it.
Yes. How can daily routine help us maintain motivation?
The thing about routines is that they act as a safety net for your willpower. When you don't have a routine, hey there. What's up?
Okay.
Right where we
So
left off?
let's on. Uh, how
I'm
can
with
a
you.
daily routine help us maintain motivation?
The thing about routines is that they act as a safety net for your willpower. When you don't have one, every single action requires a decision. Should I work now? Do I have the energy? By the time you've argued with yourself, you've used up all your mental gas before you even start. A routine just takes the choice out of it. Less about it's less about the will and more about the habit, which is a huge relief when you're actually going through it.
What role does positive self-talk play in overcoming difficult situations?
Mm. It's a bit like having a supportive teammate in your head. It's not about lying to yourself and pretending everything is great. That usually just backfires. Instead, it's about shifting the narrative. Like instead of, I can't believe I messed this up again, it's, okay, that didn't work, but I know why, and I'll try this instead. It takes the emotion out of the failure and turns it into a puzzle to solve. How do you usually talk to yourself when things go south?
How can we use past successes to regain confidence when we feel discouraged?
Think of it like a mental highlight reel. It's a way of reminding yourself that you've already solved impossible problems before. When you're in the thick of it, it feels like this is the first time you've ever failed, but looking back at a win is like providing a proof of concept to your brain. It shifts the feeling from I'm not capable to I'm just in a hard chapter right now. Since this has been about the theory of motivation, I'm wondering if this is for something specific you're tackling or if you're just exploring the concept today.
Good. How can faith, hope, and patience help us stay strong during challenges?
Those three are kind of the secret sauce, aren't they? Faith is like the foundation. It gives you a reason to believe the struggle has a purpose, even when you can't see the finish line. Hope is the light at the end of the tunnel, keeping you from giving up because you trust that things will eventually get better. And patience is the discipline of the middle, the ability to actually live through the hard parts without letting the frustration break you. Together, they turn a crisis into a process.
Good. What are some simple things we can do every day to rebuild our motivation?
The best way to do it is to stop looking for a giant surge of energy and just go for the low hanging fruit. I'd start with something ridiculously easy like making the bed or a 5 minute walk. The trick isn't the task itself, it's the act of starting and finishing something. I'm curious though, are you thinking about these for yourself or is this for a specific project you're working on?
Now, what final message would you give to someone who is struggling and feels like giving up?
I'd tell them that the version of themselves who makes it through this is going to be so much stronger than the one who started it. It's okay if today the only thing you did was survive. That counts. Just remember that your current situation isn't your final destination, and you don't have to figure out the rest of your life tonight. You just have to get through the next hour, then the hour after that. One breath, one step, and one tiny win at a time.
Okay.
Oof, bad timing, but we're almost at the 5 minute mark again. I don't want you to get cut
Okay.
off mid sentence, so let's wrap it here. You can always call me
Okay.
back later and we can pick right back up. Talk soon.
Okay. Thank you, Maya. Uh, your insight uh, conversation. Thank you so much. Today we learned that tough times are a part of life, but they do not have to define our future. Motivation may come and go, but small steps, discipline, patience, positive thinking, supportive people, and hope can help us continue moving forward. We should remember that progress does not always happen quickly. Even a small step forward is still progress. When life becomes difficult, we should not focus only on the problem, we should also look for the lesson, the opportunity, and the strength within uh, ourselves. Let us believe in ourselves, stay patient, keep learning, and never give up on our dreams. Thank you, Sesame, for this meaningful discussion, and thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope this talk inspires you to stay strong and motivated during tough times. Keep going, keep believing, and keep moving forward. Allah Hafiz.